Baby, are you down, 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 down,
And I'm here with Jay Sean today.
What's up?
Now, Jay, you went from a medical student to a world-renowned superstar. How does it feel that your whole course of life changed in such a short period of time?
I mean, you know, it was a funny one because I was doing everything simultaneously. I was studying and I was still performing. So even while I was studying medicine, I was doing shows in the evening, I was writing songs, I was in the studio. So for me it was, you know, it was my real dream came true. That's all that really happened. But it was harder when I was doing both.
Who would you say are your top 3 musical inspirations and why?
I'd say Boys to Men, vocally. I was just fell in love with their voices, became fascinated by how just the soul in their voice, and from then I discovered more soul music, like of course Stevie Wonder and stuff, and Michael Jackson, just because who isn't, you know?
Yeah.
It's Michael. He wrote some of the most amazing songs on earth, and also because you couldn't define him, you couldn't put him in a category. You know, he was a black man who was doing music that the whole world loved. You know, whether it was pop music, whether it was R&B music, whether it was, you know, dance music, whatever. He was that global icon. And thirdly, I mean, you know, probably people like, I'd say maybe people like Eminem and Jay-Z, just because they've stuck around for so long and consistently through the years have remained on top of their game.
Who would you collaborate with that you've never collaborated with before in music?
I mean, I can't. My wish list is. I'd be greedy now. I've done over like 30 collaborations in my lifetime.
How does it feel to be a part of Cash Money Records?
I mean, of course, it's amazing. You know, Cash Money right now, you can't get hotter than them.
Absolutely.
You know? They really are the hottest label you could imagine to be on. So it's just great to be. It's great to be part of something a movement that's so big.
And you recently dropped your new mixtape, The Mistress, and I've heard that's got a lot of great feedback. What inspired you to write one that goes back to your older R&B style?
Well, because that will never leave me. I just something I wanted to do. I love R&B music, and I was like, I'm gonna do a whole album of it. And it doesn't need to be my album.
Right.
It doesn't need to be on sale. It doesn't need to be aimed at the charts or radio. This is what I love doing. Yeah, check it out. That's what it was for me.
What kind of music will we find on your iPod?
I mean, a mixture of everything. You know, you're gonna get. As a songwriter, for me, I think it's really important to keep an open mind. What I love and mainly listen to is R&B music and hip hop music. That's what I spend 99% of my time listening to. But it doesn't mean that I'm not gonna listen to a Taylor Swift song.
Right.
Or it doesn't mean I'm not gonna listen to something from Rascal Flatts. You know, it doesn't. You know, for me, I like to be across the board.
How do you think your music affects today's generation?
I mean, I think my music on the whole, at the moment, what really struck a chord, especially since I came to America, was the uplifting sentiments in my songs. And I did that on purpose because I felt like the world was, it needed it. It needed an injection of fun and happiness.
Agree.
And so I gave them that with Down and Do You Remember? And 2012 is all about positive stuff. And I feel like a lot of people do say, oh man, when I put on your song I feel in such a good mood, or when the song comes on radio I just crank it up and I forget about everything for 3 minutes. And that was the intention of those songs. My other songs on the album, for example, Freeze Time, which is going to be coming out in probably next year now, you know, with that, there's songs on there which are, you know, introspective songs that are going to make you think about yourself, about life, about your family, about your friends, about love that you've lost, about, you know, just things that I feel are super important, and also things that affect everybody on earth, not just one specific type of person. That's what I like to do. I don't like to write songs about myself all the time, which is, I think, because then only I can relate to them. Not everybody lives my life. So I write songs, I put myself in other people's shoes and imagine what it would be like to be that person.
Where do you wish to see yourself 10 years from now?
I mean, you know, I couldn't imagine I would even still be here 10 years ago, you know, when I first started. So hopefully I'll still be in the game, you know. I'll probably be too much of an old man to be on stage by then, but who knows, I probably would never be able to shake it off.
You wouldn't be too old.
I wouldn't be able to shake it off, you know. I mean, as I said, if you got your greats who still rock the stage, you know, for me, I'd love to carry on singing and be able to sing up until I was 50, 60 years old. I would love that.
Yeah.
I don't know if my fans would love it, but I would love it.
I would love it.
Right? You know, But I think really it's going to go out to more of a behind the scenes vibe, you know, have my own stuff going on, my own artists, my own camp, my own, you know, my own producers, stuff like that.
What advice would you give to the younger generation that's trying to follow in your footsteps, trying to get into the music industry?
I mean, you know, now is a time where you can make yourself a star, you can make yourself heard, you can make yourself noticed by everybody, and that's how Justin Bieber got discovered. That's how a lot of artists are getting discovered. They've got their own little vibe going on, so nothing's really stopping you. You know, you've got your own, and I think people on the whole right now they are a lot more self-sufficient. They're a lot more. They're hustling. Everybody's hustling now. Everybody's on YouTube.
Everyone's on a hectic schedule, and just everything's technology based now.
Exactly. Everybody's got a Twitter. Everybody's got a Facebook. Everybody's got, you know, a YouTube account. So that's how people are getting discovered.
I agree. Is there anything that you would add before we go?
Let me see. If you haven't already got the mixtape, go and get it. JSeanWorldwide.com. It's absolutely free. JSeanWorldwide.com. Follow me on Twitter at JSean, JAYSEAN. I mean, other than that, man, I mean, all my fans, you guys should know how much I love you. If you don't know, then I'm doing something wrong, because I absolutely, really, really love you guys, and thank you for all your support.
Thank you for being here with us.
Thank you. Cheers.
Though it's wrong that I'm living such a lie, I just can't leave you alone. The more that we go on.